Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make a new dashboard for my Home Assistant server to monitor the host device, which I'm running a Raspberry Pi 4. And if you're running a Raspberry Pi 4 also, comment below, let me know for sure if I'm the only one that's doing this. But I'm going to go ahead and make a new dashboard just to keep an eye on this Raspberry Pi 4 thing. I'm going to hop over, I'm going to show you my desktop, and let's hop right into it. So the first thing I want to show you is you're going to have to go through and you're going to have to make a new card. So if you haven't made any dashboard before, this is what you're doing. You're making a new card. I'm calling mine host. And I'm going to make a little Raspberry card icon. So it's going to look like this. I hit save. And now I got a little blank card. This is great. Now, the integrations I'm actually using for this, let me hop over here. And the integrations I'm actually using for this, it's one that's already existing. It's called System Monitor. So I'm not sure if it's already installed on yours or not, but if it isn't, I'm going to leave a link below to where you can go ahead and install it from the integrations page. We just click this here, and it would take you right there, and then you just click open link. It's going to load up on your server. It's going to say, hey, do you want to install this? Say yes. Give you this little message. Go ahead and submit it. For mine, it says it's already configured. And then you're going to see it pop up on your dashboard here. So it's over here right now. And when you load this up, just a heads up, don't freak out, because what you're going to see is everything's going to be disabled. And you're going to see everything like this, just disabled. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enable some of these items. So let's go look and see what we can do with the sensors. All right, so out the box, you've got free disk, use disk, percentage of disk, some network traffic, a couple other ones around memory usage, process usage, temperature. And I really care about three core things on mine. I care about my temperature of my processor because I'm keeping it in the garage. And in the wintertime, that's not so bad. In the summertime, it could suck. Then I also care about my memory usage. I want to know, because it's a Raspberry Pi, those devices have, kind of like a fixed amount of memory. Mine's a 4 GB one, so I don't want to go over that much or using 100% of memory. And if I am, then I'm going to have to move it to another type of device. The other thing I really care about is my CPU usage. So I'm going to go ahead and just chart those on a dashboard so I can see them. Let's just see what's going on here as I'm starting to add in more things. All right, so I got to refresh this page again. Here's my card. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to these entities. And I'm going to take a look at the services that I've got running right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, let's add these all to my new dashboard. All right. So it's going to add everything there. And that's cool. All right. Let me refresh this. And hey, if I just want to see this like this, that's great. But you know what? I just don't want to see it like this. I want to see some flashy graphic cards, So I've actually loaded in another add-on. And it actually comes from the Home Assistant Community Store. I almost went the old way, by the way. And I'm using front end. And this one on here. So I assume you're probably running Lovelace UI. If you're not, then you probably know what you're doing already, and this video might not be for you. It might be a little too basic. But there are some nice looking graphs here that are created through this add-on. And so I'm going to go ahead and use some of these graphs. So let's take a look at some, for example, like, we'll say the temperature one. So let's grab that temperature one. And we'll hop back over to my dashboard. Let's move this over here, actually. So this is the different options here. And then I'm going to grab this and throw this over here. We're going to go right back to my card. Whoops. Hit edit. And I'm going to start throwing some cards down. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, this is the graphics card. Now, don't get all concerned because you see this error here. And it's like, hey, this doesn't exist, and that's true. I don't have a sensor that's just called sensor temperature. So I'm gonna go back over here again, and this is my system settings on the right side. And on the left side, you've got the graph. So I see one here. It's called processor temperature, and that's the one I want. I'm gonna go copy that sensor name, bring it over here. I'm pasting it right here under entity. And there we go. Look at that. Now I've got a little chart going and telling me the temperature of my CPU. And it is, I'm going to give it one more thing on here. Let's say name. Whoops. And let's say CPU temperature. Whoa, what's going on here? Crazy keyboard all of a sudden. Temperature. There we go. Cool. All right. So now I got this little one. It's the CPU temperature. And if you notice, it immediately started recognizing it in Fahrenheit and everything like that. I think that's the coolest thing about this plugin. It can tell you those kind of things. All right. So next thing I really want to see in here, it's going to be probably my network traffic. And if I look back at the top, it had this really cool one that showed the packets for the network traffic. And so I am going to go make my own one just like this. Add one again. I'm going to say network traffic, paste it there. Let's go back over here again. And the ones I really care about is here, right? That looks a little weird. I don't know why this says in and out. It's the same amount. This one here is actually a different network thing. Packets out. I don't know. This is looking kind of weird. You know what? I'm going to skip those ones for now. Let's focus on my memory usage. All right, so free memory. Whoops. So we'll copy this. Paste that there. And we're going to say used memory. And we're going to copy this one. And we're going to paste that there. And we're going to drop that entity that says total altogether. Unless I see one in here that says memory. Packets, swapped, freeze, percentage, network. Some IP addresses, this usage, more this usage, this free. I'm just going to show free and used instead. We're going to drop that there just like that. And we're going to say memory. There we go. So we're seeing two lines. My free on top and used on the bottom. Ooh, looks like I spelled it wrong. Let's fix that. Memory. I'm not liking the way that looks. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to delete that altogether. And I'm just going to say add a new card. I'm going to go to gauge instead. And now I'm just going to say memory used. I don't know what's going on with this crazy keyboard. Memory use percentage. And there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and say some severity levels. I'm going to say 0 green. We're going to say 70%. Nope, 60%. And then we'll say 1, anything over 90%, okay? There we go. All right, so anything over 90% is red, 60% is green. Sorry, anything below 60% is green. Anything above 60% is yellow, and then 90%. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to clone this. I'm going to say duplicate this same one, and this time, let's look at my CPU percentage. Okay, so it's not called CPU percentage. It's called processor. Processor used. There we go. And we're following that same one. And I'm going to call this CPU. And then I'm changing this name over here to memory. All right, so now I got CPU and I've got my memory going on here. And then the next thing I really want to see is gonna be some details about the let's see. Guess I want to see some details about the hard drive space. Okay, so I'm gonna go look at another entity here. And this one, I believe it's gonna be under supervisor. Which service is it gonna be? I believe it might be core. Nope, not core. Whoops. Host. There we go. So it's host. I want these three things here. I'm gonna toss them over here. I'm gonna say, yeah, just add them in to this card. I'm gonna refresh this side and there we go. So now I got some details about my host. Disk space. So let's go edit that and flip it around. So I like to look at it this way. My total amount, my amount that I've used, and the amount I have remaining free. So now I see my total amount of disks. How much have I used and how much I have remaining free? And I'm gonna say disk usage. We'll just say like this. Storage. We'll just say storage. All right. Let's see what else I can see on this one. Nothing is interesting. All right, so now I've got an idea about what my CPU looks like. So let's go ahead and clean this up now. I'm gonna hop over to this side and I'm gonna go back to that card and I get an idea now. Okay, so let's get rid of temperature. We've got that covered. We've got processor used. We've got temperatures. The packet thing is weird. I don't understand it. The network throughput is weird. That network's throughput's weird. We're gonna show this one in a moment. Network out, total usage, network traffic. Then let's see. We've charted, we're gonna chart the memory next. So we've got memory free and memory used. And then let's get rid of the memories. And then load. Okay, so let's remove this here. And this will show my load now. CPU load. Save that there. Then I'm going to add another card, and this one's going to be another entity card. And I'm just going to show all my versions that I'm running on here. So I'm going to say update, and we'll say the core update, and I'm going to show the operating system update. I'm going to say update, and now I want to show supervisor update. All right, so now I'm looking at my core, operating system, and supervisor. I think I'm going to add on here last time that this rebooted. So system last boot and show that there and then put that right up to the top. Boom. All right. Save that. Okay, this is looking really good. All right, so I see my CPU, I see this, I see that. I think I'm going to move things around and then let's see what it looks like. All right, so let's refresh the screen over here. It looks good. And I think I want to move this card. And this is the part that always gets me. 4. Move that over there. Oh, okay. So it wanted to switch around those two. So the weird thing about this is, if you notice what it's trying to do is it's trying to like balance them out. It's a little weird. So um, I am liking this though. I've got, let's switch these two around. So I'll say this is 1 and this is 2. I think I'm gonna move this to 5. All right, let's see. Then I can move this guy down. Keep moving it until I get it right back where I want it. There we go. All right. That looks good now. Okay. So now I've got my memory usage, CPU usage, load. And I think I want to switch around and put the load on top. Whoops. 1. One. And let's move this to 2. All right. There we go. Okay, so I like this layout. All right, so now I've got my CPU usage, some load details about my CPU, memory usage, my CPU temperature, and I got details about the storage available, and then some update details. All right, so that looks really good. Um, Pretty quick and easy way to make a nice little dashboard to get an idea of what's going on here. There's some other cards in here I can play around with that I might want to look at later, like seeing some of these details on here. I think I might slip in. That's a good 6 cards right there. You know, there's some other ones in here I might want to look at later. I'm not really sure what else I might want to see. Let's see. I definitely like to see some packet detail. So let's toss that in here real quick. Edit, and I'm gonna stick with this type of card again. So paste that in there. It's another mini graph card, and let's go hop over here in this again. Scroll down, look at my system monitor again, and let's see what I want to see. A little detail about the packets. So packets out. And it looks like I might have not enabled packets in. All right. Let's scroll up and take a look and see. All right, so packets out, and see what else like says packets are in. So let me refresh it. It's been a few seconds. There we go, popping up. All right, so packets out, packets in equal the same amount. I feel like that's correct. Actually, no, that is correct. All right, so there should be no difference between the two. So let's chart that on here. And I don't want to show that one, but I'll show this here. And ideally this should be a straight line, if there's a variance, then I should be a little bit more concerned about packet loss. All right, so I should always see this going consistently. So the reason why there's this 2 here, drop off, is because it was disabled and then it's re-enabled again. But yeah, I shouldn't see any difference here. We'll say this one is packets in. And this one is packets out. All right, there we go. So it should look, something like this. I think I'm gonna turn on a little icon, turn this true, and see, a little icon popped up here for network now. Don't think I need a legend. Boss. And you know what? I will keep the legend on there. True. There we go. See the packets on there now. Okay, so let's take a look and see if there's anything else I might want to see on here. I think I can use this one for a better visualization of my CPU. So let's go edit this. And we're going to say this one here instead. And then I'm just going to take this copy, I'm going to paste this here, paste it there, and paste it here. Delete all this up here for types. CPU usage. Okay. All right, so we're showing the last 162 hours. I don't really care about that, so I'm going to say the last 72 hours. And then we're seeing a current usage, 5%, max usage over that time period. Looks like I hit 25%, and then the min usage, and then average usage during that time period. So let's go ahead and save that. That looks kind of good. Let's see. We'll flip around my temperature one. Edit. And then, whoa, this is the CPU memory one. I don't want to flip that one around. I think temperature one's pretty good. Let's see, anything else I might want to see? I'm using this one for that temperature one. I think I'm going to set this one to look like this. Copy, and then we will paste this here. Delete that, paste that there. Throw the sensor here. Paste, grab that name. Change this name out. And then we'll delete all this up here. So the type should be this type of card. And so it looks like at one point my temperature hit 100 degrees. Now, right now, it's at 96 degrees. So we've actually gone down. I believe since we started recording this video, it's actually gone down temperature-wise. I'm going to stay on here and say I want to do the last 72 hours. And let's just cut that data down a little bit. And that's what it looks like. That looks really good. What else do I want to see on here? So we've got, I think, what we should look at is looking at the load, CPU load. And so I'm going to go, copy this right here. I'm going to paste that there. Copy this sensor. And I'm going to say this here. Delete, 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 delete. Paste that there, and then paste this for 1 minute. There. whoops, 5 minutes, 1 minute, then 15 minutes. All right, so 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. So there we go. Entity. Delete that. And let's see. No entity called Toto, but delete these ones. And then take this here, paste that there, delete that up there. Let's see what we're looking at. All right, so the name space. And it looks like it gives me an average. So let's go ahead and save that. All right. Okay. Anything else that I like in these designs? Let's see. Yeah. There's a lot of other options here. But I think I got a nice little dashboard going on here. So when I look at this now, let's see. I think another good usage would be if I drop this card altogether. That's going to save me a little bit more space. And I think what I'll do is delete this card. And then I'm going to move into my disk usage instead. And I'm going to say storage. And then let's go take this, paste my total here. See my used here, and then my remaining space here. Delete that extra S. Swap out this entity type. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and change this. And then I'm going to make this one the used. And then I'm going to make this one the total. Total. There we go. All right. Let's see. Used total. Let's drop that. And then move this here. Don't like the way it just formatted that. All right. Okay, let's see. Then we'll have to add another entity here. Let's see. Entity. And then name total. Oh, let's see. We're going to change this right here and make capital T. Do that same thing here. So entity And we'll say free. Name free. All right, so that looks really good. Let's swap that one out and oh, this is looking really good. I like it. All right, cool. So now I got a nice little dashboard showing me my CPU usage, memory usage, and I think I'm gonna go to this format as well for the memory. No more gauges. We're done with those ones. All right. So swap that out, copy that, and we'll say memory usage. Percentage memory used max. Man, whoa, what is going on here? Delete that all. Delete. Let's see. Scroll away this way. That's a like color too. Control Z that. Control Z. Get rid of all of it. What is going on here? All right. Paste it in a color called null. I don't know what's going on there. Scroll this way. And we'll go all the way back this way. Keep scrolling. There's a lot to delete here. How many times did it paste it? Wow. Okay, so let's get rid of that right there. Null. Max min. Yeah, I really don't know what it was trying to do there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel on this. I go back here again. Let's just start all over again. I'm going to copy that, cancel that, go back here again, edit, hop into the code view, paste that again, copy that, bring that down here and say memory usage. Keep that at 72 hours. Then I'm going to go ahead and copy that entity type, paste that entity type here, paste that entity type here, and paste that entity type here. Clean that up a little bit more, see what that looks like. Okay, so I can see the burst of when it spikes up. And so what happened here was I rebooted it in the last 72 hours because I got some updates. And the updates I got were from the first release of the new year. That's why you see that burst there and the burst there. But still got my percentage there, percentage memory usage there. This is looking really good. Really excited about it. I like it. Yeah. So hop back over, show you my pretty face again, and say, this is my nice little dashboard I've built here. I'm going to put the card types that I'm using into the description. And if you've made it this long in my video, that means you must like it. You must like the content. If you have any questions about anything else of what I've done with my Home Assist server, if you want a tour of it, you want to know some of the plugins I'm using or other add-ons, comment below. I will happily give you a quick tour, make another video. I try to get straight to the point. I don't make these videos too long. Just cut out the fluff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your day.